Hey guys, I just want to talk to you guys about the class scheduling solution. We've come up with some ideas and I'm going to share them with you today. Classes have been getting full. We all know this. The issue comes when people make reservations for classes and then don't show up. It's not so much that they're not showing up or canceling at the last minute. It's just keeping other people from having the opportunity to come in and get their training in. So let's look at some steps we're taking at CFA effective in the new year that will hopefully address that issue and give everybody their fair shot for getting fitness in. Starting in January, we're going to change the schedule so that you will only be able to make reservations for classes 48 hours in advance. Right now, we have an open registration, which means you can plan your whole week out, even 2 weeks to a month of reservations in classes, but that seems to be getting a little cluttered. So we're going to change that to 48 hours in advance. So that means on Monday morning, you can make reservations for Wednesday morning classes and so on. So you'll still have to plan ahead, but it should be a little bit more controlled and easier. Okay, so if the class you're trying to make a reservation is full, we've used Front Desk and opened up a feature that allows us to have a waiting list created. That means that you can be put on a list that will send you a notification of when a space in that class opens. So if someone cancels their reservation, the first person on that waiting list will be sent a notification saying, hey, you can come into class. All right? If the class is full, but the workout is a more manageable workout, say it's something that's just body weight and kettlebells, and we can facilitate maybe more than 8 on a rare occasion, the coach who's running that class in advance will call those on the waiting list and tell them to come in, and no problems will be issued. Now, because of the waiting list, we need to be able to give the people on that waiting list enough time to make adjustments to come in if a space opens for them. So because of that, we're going to change the registration and cancellation policy to 2 hours before class. Currently, you have 1 hour before class to make a reservation for class, and you have up until the class beginning to make a cancellation. But we're going to make that adjustment so that in consideration of the people on the waiting list, they can be notified with enough time to come in. All right, this is the sticky part. We're all adults, so hopefully none of this stuff will become an issue. But if you fail to cancel your reservation 2 hours before class or you no-show and people can't come in because the class is full and they didn't get in on the wait list or anything like that, it just ends up being an overall negative situation, we're going to issue out some standard repercussions. First, if it's the first time you've done it, no worries. This is a new change to the gym's schedule, so we understand it's going to take some getting used to. If you're on a 3 class per week membership, and you do it for a second time in a row, we're just not going to give you that class back. So if it's the first time, we'll just remove you from the roster, no worries. If it's the second time, we're going to list you as what's called a no-show, which means you made a reservation and you didn't show up. You'll be limited that class, and you can still come in twice that week, but that's your lesson learned. And if it's a third-time offender or a fourth or fifth or sixth, get your stuff together, be a considerate person, and the result of that will be a $25 fee. Now, we're not looking to make any money off of this type of stuff. I don't consider that a positive thing. But if we do get to that point, and hopefully no one will ever do it, we're going to collect that $25 fee and we're going to donate to a local charity. So that just shows you, hey, you did something good even though you did something bad. There's a silver lining to it. Again, we're not trying to, make money off you guys so we can buy new bars and bumpers based on your ability to come in late or cancel or no show. So don't worry too much about that. Hopefully these things will never be an issue, but let's all be considerate of one another so it doesn't have to happen that way. All right, last thing we'll talk about is the obvious gray areas in this. The most common one is that you may miss the registration cutoff for a class that you want to come into. We're still going to hold true to the policy that we'll never turn somebody away from a workout if there's space in class. So if you're trying to get into the 4:30 class, but you missed the 2:30 cutoff, that's fine. If there's space in the class, you send me a text message or the coach that's going to be running that class, preferably me. And if there's a space in there, we'll add you to the list. We want you to come in as often as possible. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. Obviously, if you've made a reservation in class and you can't show up, say you come into the 5 a.m. and you wake up and you're sick, you just give us a text again. We'll take you off the roster, no penalties. act of God. Say it's like insurance. Your car breaks down, or there's unusual amounts of traffic, or the weather's crazy and it keeps you from getting here on time. Same thing. Just safely send us a text message. We'll take you off the roster. If you're if you're at work and work asks you to stay late, or your parent responsibilities come up, or whatever it might be, keep in good contact with us. We're not looking to punish people. We're just looking for accountability and follow through from the entire community so that we can keep the schedule much more organized. Again, always reach out to me. My phone number is 818-434-5468. If you send me your number, I'll save it in there, and anytime you call, I'll answer it. And we'll get this all done. So again, here's our list. I'm going to post this on our private Facebook page. If you haven't gotten on that page, you got to get on it. And we'll hopefully use this all in the new year for a very positive enhancement in the community experience at the gym. Thanks a lot for understanding. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to talk to me about it. We have a wonderful open door policy. Take care.